Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that your neighborhood is absolutely, completely out of its mind bonkers. Not your street, not your city, your solar system. Because once you find out what is actually going on out there, you will never look at the night sky the same way again. It all starts with our sun, this giant, blinding ball of fire sitting at the center of everything. You could stuff 1,300,000 Earths inside it and still have room. Every single second, it blows up 4 million tons of itself just to keep the lights on. It has been doing this for 4.5 billion years. And here's the part that should genuinely make your brain hurt. The sunlight touching your skin right now, it left the sun 8 minutes ago, but before it could even escape the sun, that same light spent up to 100,000 years bouncing around inside it, trapped like a ping pong ball in a locked room. So your sunshine is older than the human race itself. Now, shooting out from this giant nuclear explosion are 8 planets. The first one you meet is Mercury, the closest planet to the sun. You would think that means it is the hottest. You would be wrong, because Mercury has no atmosphere, no blanket of air to hold in warmth, so during the day it gets scorching hot at 430 degrees Celsius, and at night it plunges to minus 180 degrees. That is a mood swing of over 600 degrees before breakfast. Flying further out, you spot Venus, and she looks absolutely stunning from a distance. Soft, glowing, beautiful like a pearl hanging in the sky. But do not be fooled for even 1 second. Beneath those pretty clouds is a surface hotter than an oven on full blast, a permanent 465 degrees Celsius, and just to be extra rebellious, Venus spins backwards. So on Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. It seems that nobody told Venus the rules. Mars is the ultimate sob story of the solar system. 4 billion years ago, Mars had everything. A thick atmosphere, flowing rivers, vast oceans, and possibly even life. Then its core cooled down, its magnetic field switched off, and the sun spent the next few billion years quietly, patiently stripping everything away. But sitting on this dead planet is the biggest mountain in the entire solar system. Olympus Mons is a volcano so tall that stacking 3 Mount Everests would barely match its height, and so wide that from its base, the summit disappears beyond the horizon. Mars may have lost much of what once made it active, but its mountains remain like enduring monuments of its past. Beyond Mars lies Jupiter, and it is not just another planet. Jupiter is immense, with a volume large enough to fit more than 1,300 Earths inside it. On Jupiter, there is a storm called the Great Red Spot that has been raging continuously for over 350 years. It is wider than the entire Earth, 3.5 centuries of non-stop hurricane, and it is still going. Then comes Uranus, the planet that took a hit so hard it never fully recovered. Something enormous smashed into Uranus billions of years ago, knocking it completely onto its side. It now rolls around, the sun tilted at 98 degrees, like a bowling ball instead of a spinning top. Because of this, each of its poles spends 42 years in total sunlight and then 42 years in complete darkness. And despite being closer to the sun than Neptune, Uranus is actually colder. The coldest atmosphere of any planet at minus 224 degrees Celsius, because for reasons scientists still cannot fully explain, Uranus barely gives off any heat from inside. It is battered, sideways, freezing cold, and deeply mysterious. And finally, 4.5 billion kilometers from the sun sits Neptune. We found it without even looking for it. In the 1840s, astronomers noticed that Uranus was wobbling slightly off its expected path. Something was pulling it. So 2 mathematicians sat down with nothing but pencil, paper, and pure human brain power, calculated exactly where a hidden planet must be hiding, and told astronomers where to point their telescope. They looked, and there was Neptune, exactly where the math said it would be, a planet found by logic alone before a single human eye had ever searched for it. astronomers have discovered hundreds of worlds beyond our solar system. Some of these worlds, called exoplanets, sit at just the right distance from their star, with just the right conditions that scientists genuinely believe they could support life, and somewhere out there, on one of those distant worlds, there may be a curious person just like you, looking up at their own night sky, spotting their own planets, and wondering with the exact same mix of excitement and confusion, is there anybody else out there? You must look up tonight. It deserves at least a glance. And finally, picture this: a person, another planet, another solar system, probably no idea what pizza is, which is already sad, but they are looking up at their sky tonight. And one tiny dot of light in their sky is our sun, and on a tiny planet around that tiny dot is you watching this video, eating whatever you are eating right now. They might be wondering if you exist at the same moment you are wondering if they exist. That alien might be looking in your direction right now. Type yes if that thought excites you. Type no if that thought terrifies you. Type both if you genuinely cannot decide. Last thing, after watching this video, has your belief in God gone up, gone down, or stayed exactly the same? Nobody will judge you, just be honest in the comments. Thank you very much.